welcome officially to our Spotlight speaker session today with Heba. Heba, so great that you are here. Let me introduce you quickly. Heba is an interpreter in Dubai for English and Arabic, and she has worked for the International Labour Organization as I need to have my cheat sheet here, as an international arbitration proofreader. And she is a newspaper writer and has created UN courses for interpreters. And today is a very super special topic, not only for women. So great, Michael, that you are here too. I think it's interesting for everybody. Uh, but Hiba, maybe I will tease. Hiba can introduce herself as well on the topic. So Hiba, I hand over to you.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being a guest here hosted by you. Actually, I'm so happy for talking about a topic like this. And whenever when you asked me, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. Sorry. My name is Heba Ezz Eddin. I'm working as interpreter for I think now 12 years, and a translator as well as for 15 years. And I've been working as interpreter for many organizations around the world, around the world as interpreter. And I have my MA degree in linguistics, semantics, and now a PhD. Also, I'm working in the Gulf. Now I'm resided in Dubai, and being a writer in Al Watan newspapers in Saudi Arabia. Also being hosted for so many times on TV in Egypt. Actually, when you asked me, this is actually a brief about me. And when you asked me to talk
Absolutely.
about, thank you so much, and thank you so much, guys, for being here with you. So happy for staying with you and talking with you. Due to the respect to the titles, thank you so much, Lavinia, Michael, Fauzia, Rafaela. Thank you so much. I hope that I pronounced the names correctly. Actually, when you asked me to talk about a topic, I remember last time we talked about cultures, how the interpreter should take into consideration different cultures, and how they should
Right. Yeah.
respect cultures and different opinions. Maybe we as interpreters, we need to take into consideration the barriers of the culture, and some funny situations happened with me. It was really a lot of fun in the session. But
Yes, I remember your anecdotes. That was really funny. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, really, the interpreter is not interpreting, just from a language into a language, but in my point of view, interpreting from a culture into a culture, it's really something that we as interpreters we are learning lots of time. We are learning once we have more experience with different countries, with different techniques, the ways of shaking hands, the ways of culture, the ways of dealing with people. There are some taboos in some countries, and other countries, no, they are not considered as taboos. And different cultures we are encounter as interpreters, especially because we are traveling. This is our based on jobs. So
Absolutely. And today, even an additional topic will be added, I think, to all of the super interesting aspects you just mentioned about the different cultures. And I mean, one thing I think all humans have in common is related to this, or to women at least. So, women from all cultures can have babies, obviously, but also how the different cultures deal with it can vary as well. And then even working as a freelancer, working in general, but then in addition, as a freelancer, can vary as well. So yeah, this is Hiba's topic today. So, because Hiba, congratulations again, Hiba. You have had a baby, I think, 9 months ago, and
yeah.
yeah, and you work already again as a freelance interpreter, and yeah, being so active. I'm super curious to hear how you do it.
Yeah, actually, when you have a baby, first of all, yes, when you talked with me, we need to talk to choose a topic. I said, okay, I would choose something that I'm facing nowadays. I need to talk with the people about what I'm having nowadays, or what are the challenges. First of all, I don't consider a life without challenges. If you are finishing your job without challenges you have faced, you will not consider yourself a successful interpreter, or successful even not even interpretation. Any task I have without challenges, I will not consider myself as successful. So yes, with a baby, it was really absolutely, I can say, something that I'm always thinking about it deeply. So uh, yes, what I thought about when I had a baby, I thought that I would stop working. I had overthinking, and actually, I stopped at a certain point of time. And that's what I want to talk about today. It's kind of choice. It's kind of, the life choices. At a certain point of time of my life, I stopped having babies because, or I stopped the idea of being pregnant because, yeah, I have some. I didn't think about it. I have other items to care about, other tasks I need to finish on time.
We are so
But
busy all the time. Yeah, absolutely. It's like there's no room to think about anything. Yeah.
yeah, and actually, when I had the news that I have a baby, I was in Sharm el Sheikh in COP27. So I said, "Oh my God, how can what can I do now?" And I was really tensioned. But as usual, first of all, don't panic. It's something just by our God's will, and something no, nothing will happen to you. Um, I think nothing will happen to you wrong if you think with this way, with a positive way. Having a baby with me didn't allow me to stop anything, actually. Yes, as I said, the last 3 months while you're pregnant is really important because you need to have to relax. You need to care to read about being a mother, as well as the first 2 months as a mother. But afterwards, you can deal with it. You can just calculate what you need to do. You have an event, you can leave your baby with a babysitter, you can travel with a baby. Actually, I'm here in Dubai, and I'm choosing what's the best, I can say, economical for my event. I can accompany a babysitter in the place or aside of the place, and I can deal with the event as if I'm not a mother now. I'm now an employee or an interpreter. So afterwards, I'm a mother. Yes, of course, it's tired. It can be, you can be tired, of course. But something psychologically will make you relieved. You will make you nothing has changed. Also, I'd like to talk about the depression that mothers will face after they have delivery. They are very depressed. You will feel very pain all of your body. You cannot move a lot. You will have all the time in dark room, and you need to take care of your baby. You need to make him sleep. You need to learn a lot. In this case, actually, your husband will be his role now. Your mother will be the right role for mother now. So all of those situations happened with me, and I stopped thinking, what should I do tomorrow? What should I do after tomorrow? But when I thought that I need to take a break for 1 month, for 2 months, so that I can deal, or I can go on later on.
Great,
In terms
great,
of,
Hiba. This
yeah.
is so great. There's so many interesting points. I'm already taking notes here. Oh, so thank you for sharing also so openly. So, yeah, I noted down a few points and I wanted to ask you about it. Yeah, let me know if you are going to answer them anyways, but just also to maybe make it interesting to have a little interaction here. So you what I understand is, so from your experience, you would suggest to reduce your work or maybe even stop working 3 months before the delivery, so the last trimester, and 2 months post-delivery, when the new baby is born, or what would you suggest from your experience?
Well, actually, not stop working at all, not but stop traveling from a place to
Mm.
another. However, I remember before I get delivery, with few weeks, I was in the ninth month. I had an event to interpret online, and the coordinator told me that we have lots of work, and I have to be recruiter. They have to interpret and translate some documents also. So I told her I'm now in my ninth month after the event's finished, and she was surprised. What? 9 months, and you're still working
Wow.
online? Yeah, she told me, actually,
This is
it's
also very
something
impressive. Like
magic.
I don't have, yeah, like I said, I don't have any kids, and for me, it also sounds very impressive. And I think my husband will get very nervous watching this, actually, me taking notes here. Anyhow, so okay, so reducing work, not traveling. Okay, that makes sense. I see. And thank you for sharing. So you suffered from postpartum depression, yeah? Did I understand correct?
Um,
Or to a certain
yes.
degree, or and
Yes,
you?
actually, of course, the depression after having the delivery, actually, with me, it was all finished after I went out to work. Yes, of course, there are lots of people come to you, congratulate you. You are going out to clubs, to an open air areas. Just you're enjoying the weather. Actually, I'm a character that a little bit independent. So I refused that I will take my mother everywhere to enjoy my baby. No, I just took my baby and I finished because I had to travel to UAE and finishing the passports and residency papers for my child too. So actually, I went with myself, and it
How
was
old
really
was your baby then?
something.
So you went alone with your newborn,
Just two
traveling,
months,
flying.
and
Okay.
yeah, and
Oh,
1 month, the baby was had 1 month in his age when I traveled to something coastal to enjoy the weather, to enjoy the sea, because I really needed this. I traveled yes with my mother, but it's really risky because in after delivery you need to stay 40 days caring with your child, not going out because you might have flu of the mother after the delivery, and it might be very harmful. But for me, yes, I need to see a sea, and I need to stay there. I need to relax a little bit. I need to, arrange my agenda again. So after this month, I had an interview, TV interview on Nile TV in Egypt, and they told me that we need you to talk about they had a topic successful stories and etc on TV, and I
okay.
absolutely accepted, and yeah, I said okay, sure, I'm ready. I left my baby with my mother, and I went and told them that I had a delivery 1 month ago and I just came back from a very far away place, and
Hmm.
I'm enjoying my life. Nothing will be, nothing will be changed at your life, but you need to insist that you need to take care of your life, of your health. You need to eat very well. You need to meet people. You don't need to stay in a room, dark room. Actually, the worst, I can say 10 days at my life, it was in the first 10 days after the delivery. It was really harmful. Everything was really paining. And actually, yes, I thought, oh my God, I will stay in this dark room for whole of my lifetime.
Ah, I
And it
see.
was really a very worst feeling.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to you. Thanks for sharing. Yes, yeah. And so glad that you came out of it. And yeah, must be so overwhelming as well, no? Everything, I mean, at the beginning, huh?
Sarah, are we allowed to ask a question?
Sure.
Heba, how you want to organize it? Questions at the end or questions during
Yeah,
it?
you can ask now, no problem, feel free.
Yeah, so
Okay,
Michael,
if
come.
okay, that's very nice of kind of you. I was wondering, sometimes I organize interpret assignments myself, and I have to ask colleagues. And I wonder, what do I have to ask a colleague who is pregnant or just became a mother? Um, what the working conditions will be she needs. So to have the optimal working conditions, because I can also understand that we have a lot of colleagues who may be afraid to say, "Oh, I'm pregnant," or so. What I want to do is to be open and to say, "Okay, please tell me, and I have to arrange it because I want to have you, like the TV station. I want to have you for this assignment because I know you're trustworthy. You're very good in your profession, and so on." So, yeah, maybe can you give me some hints what I should have to ask to, so everyone can answer without fear about this question.
Yeah, sure, sure. I really respect your question. I respect your spirit. I think that it's really very kind of you. Thank you so much for this. Yes, of course, and I'll be the first one to work with you. So I agree totally. Actually, yes, what you need to ask for this, that your question let me or made me think about introducing an idea which is related also to cultures. I know at some cultures the mothers are trying to hide their stomachs in order not to show their they are pregnant, and some cultures also they had to hide that they have a baby. And actually, what I'm thinking, that for the client or for the recruiter, for the employer, what he cares is that you deliver the job, you deliver the task perfectly, and that's it. Even you're pregnant, you're a mother, you're divorced, whatever. So this is your issue. And
The
this
2
is
points
what he
actually,
cares.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Also, like to this question, this is really interesting. I think there are 2 points. So one thing, Michael, is your question relating to like working conditions, like regarding the client. What does the client need to do differently, if anything? Do they need to know it all? Do
Yeah,
you need
I
to
think
tell them?
because when
And
when
but
I'm
wait, and what second? And the second point, I
yeah.
think, is, do colleagues hide it also from colleagues? Like I've
Mm-hmm.
had I think in Germany, this is um, I've had yeah, colleagues kind of like not knowing, like, yeah, should I tell colleagues
Mm.
maybe, or clients, maybe they will not give me any jobs anymore out of good intentions, like, oh,
Mm.
but actually
Yeah,
no,
but
give me jobs, like,
that's what I want
no.
to know, because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't are confronted with this question. I never had to work with a colleague who was pregnant, but I had to work one time with a judge, a female judge, and oh
Mm-hmm.
no, sorry, not, with a female attorney, and
Mm-hmm.
she was pregnant, and I said, uh, which month? And then she had something about the 8th month, and so I said, oh, you can still work. Yeah, I said, no problem. So this was new for me, and that's why I wanted to know what can I do as the organizer, and also the intermediator between the other colleagues and the client, so that the woman who is pregnant has the optimal working condition. And we have to make the difference also between working online when someone is working at home or in a hub,
Mm-hmm.
or on a location. So maybe you have some ideas about this.
Okay, sure. Actually, for me, you need to ask questions to the mothers clearly. What are the suitable situations, or what are the suitable conditions for them? For me, after the baby has 3 months, I'm free to go from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, to from Dubai to travel to Al Bahrain, to Saudi Arabia, to Egypt, to any place. I have event for 5 6 days. I have my hotel reservation. I have my babysitter at the place. Checking the for the baby after now and then. So this is what suits me actually, and nothing has changed. What's not suiting me, to have a research for 10 hours and very intensive research, for example, and to stay on laptop. No, my baby needs me. I need to sleep, for example. I didn't do this now. So they are different conditions to different mothers. Some mothers are saying, no, for me, online is better, not offline, until the baby has 2 years or 3 years. They will bring the baby to the nurseries. But they are different in different conditions. So you need to be clear with the mothers, especially if you have a very clever mother, don't lose her, a very clever and a very, I can say, accurate translator. She's a mother now. They can handle it. They have multiple skills. We as mothers, God give us multiple skills that we can handle our personal life and our
Yeah, I
professional
know we
life.
are all multitasking people, but you have something special, a special charge of work to do when you are a mother, young mother. So yeah, I think I don't want to lose a very good colleague, and maybe our profession offers also the chance to come back very quickly into the job, because you can also work from your own home. And yeah, what I wondered is, because you was saying the childcare is organized, but you do it yourself. You don't ask the client or the organizer, can you please next to the hotel, I need to have baby care. I think you do it for yourself, or am I wrong?
No, we're not doing this. Actually, I had a situation with me, happened with me. I was in a very conditional place in Dubai, and this place, it's very conditional. Sorry, it's very confidential. You cannot, they have, their checks, because the sheikh was there, the ruler was there, so I cannot take my baby there. But what I have arranged, that here in the Emirates, they have lots of companies of babysitters. I refuse the idea that I leave my babysitter with a friend, with anyone next to my hotel. No, I had a hotel in front of this place, and I arranged with the babysitter to stay in the reception, and I ordered for her breakfast and lunch and everything. The hotel doesn't, it's no problem. Just like two friends staying all the day in the reception of the hotel. And I had arranged this without informing the place that I'm going to interpret for them anything, because they don't care. What we care, you just need to come and to interpret for us without any problems. That's it. So they don't have, they don't want any problems about it.
Yeah. So
And of
what I
Yeah,
course,
understand
totally.
is the extra cost will be
of
for you.
course,
That's
yeah.
also a problem. And this could something be as me as one of the organizers to say, okay, like I would pay maybe more for a very capable colleague, and less for maybe a beginner student. This could also be a question. We have to discuss this in the whole global group of interpreters. If we can have some conditions when a colleague is pregnant or just became a mother, that you have the right to ask more for the extra services you need for the baby care and so
Yeah,
on.
good. This is a really good and interesting discussion. And
Maybe
everybody else,
we
yeah, who
have to
wants to
ask
say
Aik
something?
for
Yeah.
to do this,
Yes,
maybe.
yeah. And
Actually, in my case, I didn't ask for this.
No,
In
I
my
know.
case, the rate was really satisfying to me.
Mm.
And now I'm not taking the bus or metro. No, I'm taking a private car. It's also extra cost to me because I have a baby. And the hotel reservation, I have to book a very nearby hotel because I'm not now alone. When I was alone, I was going to the bus station, to metro station, any nearby hotel, or maybe Fairway Hotel, because I have time to wake up very early and go there. But now I have extra charges. Yes, it was on my shoulders, but I didn't discuss it with the organizer. I just discussed that actually, yes, because I'm in a far away from this place, we need extra charges for the transportation, and this is their right, and this is my right. But they are not paying a babysitter for me or a
yeah,
baby care for me.
that's
I'm
a
doing this
very
my own.
interesting point. Also, Michael, that you even have this idea, because I intuitively would not have had the idea myself either to tell my client, hey, I'm pregnant, I need something more. Because also I would agree with Heba, like, I and especially in Germany, it's also the topic again of data protection and information. First of all, it's none of the client's business, maybe, you know, that the woman is, the interpreter is pregnant or not. It's a very private topic. And I mean, if you're employed, for example, or if you apply for an employed job in Germany, the potential employer is not allowed to ask the woman the question, are you planning to have a baby? Are you pregnant? You know, so it's really like protected rights in Germany, and because it could also scare the client off, like what Heba said. I would also be inclined to, I mean, already now, like to not be a complicated interpreter to the client. And if you start with something like this, and then they could just she hire
Yeah,
a
but I
different
found this
interpreter who's
argument of
easier.
Heba
Yeah.
very interesting when
Mhm.
she said the transportation
Raphaela,
costs,
yeah.
they are paid. When I had some clients who said, but why do we have to pay for the taxi? Because you arrived in Amsterdam. Yeah, I said, but it was 10 kilometers far away. How could I go to this? Like the hotel in the weekend. When a conference it's like say 6 days and there's a weekend in between, starting at Thursday and ending at Wednesday. They have to pay for the weekend stay in the hotel also. So this we could sell this like sorry, this is a profession with mostly women. There's special conditions connected to this. So this is one of the things we have. We want to be regulated, to be paid for. We could always ask it. I saw Rafaela Francis was asking a question, so otherwise we don't have time enough for everyone.
Hi, sorry. It's yes, it's not really a question. I was just wanting to kind of give my 2 cents in terms of your question, Michael. Well, first of all, I started with being an interpreter and translator actually after I got pregnant, because I looked for a job that I could, take care of my children and work as well and be at home. So I think that if I understood your question, you are asking what to ask a lady that when she's pregnant, and what do I ask when I'm organizing things. In my opinion, I think that just the fact that you put out there that you're open to have a pregnant person in your team, I think it already tells everything. I think all the women need to know is that, an employer or a colleague that has, a job, they are open to it regardless of you being pregnant or not. So I think that just the fact that you open out that, look, I want you because I think that you're competent and then you're good to work with. And you see, so I think that in terms of conditions for the person to work, I think obviously it depends on the type of interpreting. I understand I am not a conference interpreter, so I understand the conference the interpreters, they have more than one person, a colleague to work with. So you're always going to be having pauses anyway, which is good for a pregnant person. Depends also in how far she will be. I imagine that in the end, when she's already almost about to have the baby, she'll probably need a few more breaks, to go to the toilet or things like that. I think that's the only really thing that she will need. In terms of having a lady working with you after they have the baby, I am surprised by Heba. I think that she's very courageous, and there's good things that she had her mom to help her, and it's great. But I think that after you have a baby, as soon as I had the baby, I thought, my goodness, my life will not be the same, because I was exhausted. So I think that a few months after you have the baby, the lady probably would tell you, look, maybe after I have my baby, maybe 3 or 4 months, I'll be quiet, or maybe taking one job here or there when I'm better, because she will be exhausted.
But Rafaela, what I wanted to open with this question is that we talk about it, that we offer our colleagues the possibility to, you can talk about it.
Yeah.
Have no fear, because that's a problem. Like with our fees, how much can I charge and so on. People are very afraid to ask the fees, which covers really our cost, and then we still have earn some money. And it could be, I think for myself, maybe this could be a question a lot of colleagues would fear to ask an organizer. And it's not the problem of the pregnant woman or the young mother. It's a problem of the organizer.
And by organizer, Michael, do you mean like yourself, like an interpreter,
like myself, when I ask colleagues, or when I have a interpreting agency, they have to organize everything, the place, the hotel, and there are a lot of questions. So why not lay this question in front of them? This is a situation. You want me? Yes, we want you dearly. You are so good. We don't have anyone else to do this. Please, please, please. Okay, then I need some special arrangements, and maybe the costs are higher. So this would be a very fair and open discussion, and that's what I find so interesting, that you are here now as a interviewer, Heba, because I never heard this question raised in our professional group.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And thanks, Michael, also for stepping out. And thanks, Rafaela, for stepping in and your contribution. Really valuable. And I totally agree with Rafaela. Michael, you already stepping here into the spotlight and asking your question, especially as a man, if I may say. It's really great, because I also want to say, actually, maybe there are also men that are afraid to ask this question to women, because especially in like countries like Germany, I don't know, with a lot of feminist movement and so on,
He is
maybe men are nowadays a bit, yeah, I mean, men are by now a bit like told off too much. I don't know, like so they don't dare to ask anything or speak to a woman at all anymore, you know, so, because whatever they say, it can only be wrong. But exactly, like Michael, you're muted. But exactly, you can unmute and jump in. But I totally like your attention to create a culture where it's okay to talk about it openly, like you said. And if it's a chef d'équipe, so if the organizer is like actually a colleague, this is also like this, like even a different situation, right? Because then it's like not the company as a client, but it's like, you know, another interpreter. So that might also be different to maybe open up about it. Maybe the woman interpreter feels more inclined to open up to the chef d'équipe, the organizer who is an interpreter, like if you ask, yeah, than if it was the actual company. Really interesting, really interesting. Yeah.
I think Lavinia has a question. Yes.
Yes, I have a question, because I was thinking about the fact, if you ask for special things because you're pregnant, because you just had a baby, I am afraid that they may decide to call somebody else, unless you are superstar interpreter, because, you know, I think that employers or clients do not really care. All they want is the interpreter to be invisible. And so how do you deal with this issue? Because if it happened to me, I would be afraid to ask for specific things, because you become the one who is causing problems, who is asking things.
Difficult.
And so they would call somebody who is less competent, maybe, but at least they don't talk. They just sit there in their chair, do their job, because all they care about, mostly the clients, all they care about is that there is an interpreter in the chair, and that's it. Who cares about the quality? It's unfortunate, but that's how it is.
Yeah. So your question is about the quality of the interpretation, or the quality of the job you're delivering.
I think it comes back to the question, maybe Lavinia, correct me if I'm wrong, about, yeah, but should you open up to the client, because you might be difficult to them, and they might hire a different interpreter. I think this is what Michael said. Yes. I think, Michael, your question was actually about you being the interpreter, being the organizer, and you maybe negotiating something, right?
Yes.
And then if that's the case, then you can still talk to the client and say, okay, if it's difficult for you, you know, okay, just a question, I will organize it without difficulty, or like this.
Because you are very understanding, Michael. So you say that you would provide for somebody who's pregnant,
but but I'm a colleague.
I don't
That's
think
different.
Yeah,
but this is a good thing,
I don't think
because
most clients would be so accommodating. So in their eyes, if you are pregnant or just had a child, you would look like somebody who is making problems, because we interpreters, they want us to be invisible, so they will hire somebody else.
And this
so
is what Heba
that would
said.
be my question. How do you deal with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I
what
think
I would
Heba,
say
correct me.
is
Yeah.
what I
Or
would
let me
say
just
is
moderate, Michael, sorry, but
uh,
let me just, so I think, so, and Heba, correct me if you're wrong, but Heba dealt with it in a way that she kept it silent and organized herself. No? The transportation cost was on her, the additional babysitter cost was on her. This was the economical aspect, Heba, no, you mentioned at the very beginning. And I think intuitively now, as I said, I don't have the experience yet, but intuitively I would go about in the same way. It's up to me, the cost that is involved. Is it still worth taking the job or not? But it's not the client's business. I don't want to trouble them, like you said, Lavinia, because I totally agree. I would also be concerned that I would cause too much trouble to the client. If it's a colleague like Michael, it's different, no? Then it's a different situation. And here, Michael, you can jump in or
yeah, what I wanted to say is I want to start a discussion with the client, because when you have a larger enterprise with, let's say, 100 people working there, they do have staff for their salaries. When they have a pregnant woman, the fathers get maybe time out when they became fathers for the first weeks. So why not starting a discussion? And we have to do this worldwide with AIC and other organizations, and in discussion with the agency, with the larger agencies, that we create something. Because we have a profession where a lot of women are working, and why not asking this? Okay, I understand the client say, okay, you are difficult, you cost too much, but let's start this discussion, and let's see where we end in about 5 or 10 years, and we have a very large yeah, not company, organization behind us. That's the UN, that's the EU. And they do a lot for their interpreters. So why not try to get a situation where the good conditions spill over to the to us who are self-employed, or let's say in this case to you, because maybe as when I would be a father, I would have also nice conditions, but it's mostly about you. Sorry.
Yeah. Actually, I'd like to raise 2 points from Michael's and Lavinia's uh, interventions. The first point is that actually we are in the world of competitors. Competitors are, taking any chance to just to compete and to replace your place. Once they are hearing, oh yes, Heba is now pregnant, she cannot do this work, so I can say to the client, she's pregnant, she cannot do this work, I can do this work instead of her. And you never know, it's a world, it's a business of interpretation, business of money, and money talks, and
Exactly.
competitors, and they are everywhere. So that's exactly what happened with me. I was interpreting with African Union. It was a very huge conference in the new capital city in Egypt, in Cairo, and actually I was surprised after I traveled. I moved from Egypt to Dubai. In an event, I was surprised that the recruiter is saying that someone there said that he was not focusing. Maybe she's the new mother. Her baby is just 1 month, and I was really shocked, especially from the when I knew who is she, because she was one of my students, and I said, "Oh my God," I was really shocked, and I said, "Yes, this is a business." So when you were saying the point of Michael's very kind of a recruiter, that he's to say we need to raise the costs of mothers, then you will find that some people they are saying, I am a mother, I need more cost, and she's not a mother. There are some points. So what I'm doing actually, I'm trying to replace the cost or trying to raise the cost in the transportation, maybe because yes, the place where I am in different or far away from the downtown of Dubai. So I'm saying that the farthest way you can just arrange your words because the clients want you to arrive on time. So the best way, the best thing for me is just the transportation, and it's just the first day and the last day. the private taxi from the place where you are and to the place. And actually, it happened with me. One organization here, they paid for transportation, then they put a condition: we will not pay for the transportation, and you need to choose if you want to join us in this event or not. Actually, this is what's happening for them. They are just I cannot say materialistic, but this is their money, so they want to raise their money, giving the interpreter, choosing professional interpreter, but giving them the minimum rate of interpreter. For me, I don't have this, I'm not facing these problems because I have huge experience. I have huge, career fame. So they know me, they know my work. So they put the professional rate for professional interpreter. And before I was, for example, had a net profit with 70 or 75%. Now 40 or 45% because I have the taxi. If they don't allow they have the not transportation allowance, and I have my babysitter. But I'm satisfied because, as I said, cannot imagine myself staying in this dark room, as I said in the beginning. And also, we need to take care with the competitors because they are very, something that's really I had this experience before, and I said, oh my God, I have this fame in Egypt, and just one person come because I'm now a mother, and I know that I'm very clever. Just few days they replayed the recording of the event, and they found that yes, I have a professional interpretation, so she's wrong. But at that time I was really shocked.
And this from another woman. This is also like women can be so cruel to other women. Why not some female solidarity women here out there? Women need to
It doesn't
support women,
exist.
huh? Like,
Yeah, I
and
would say
Rafaela,
it was a student of yours.
sorry,
Yeah,
yes,
it was a student of
Rafaela,
yours. So why can't she say, or why can't you say or answer, sorry, this is your future. You can learn from me. You can
thanks,
encounter the
Michael. Yeah.
same situation. So I understand that you react like this. A lot of people have a very simple black and white first reaction, but you can learn a lot of from me and how to cope with it, the solutions. That's
Thank you,
where
Michael.
we
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
say.
leads me also. I want to take away
you're
2
right.
points from what Hiva said. But first of all, I want to point out that Rafaela shared in the chat a think tank about this women's topic. So please have a look in the chat if you like. And yeah, so 2 points. So Michael already mentioned one from what Hiva said. So it was a student of yours, or in general, like if it's like another colleague going behind your back and telling the client that, hey, this woman might be pregnant and not be up for the job. I think this is like a really like crossing a boundary. This is a no-go. I said it's like a really private topic. It's not even the client's business. It's up to the interpreter herself whether she thinks she's up for the job or not. I mean, not being pregnant, you cannot be up for the job either if you are just getting through a divorce or have other problems, So it's like really just being pregnant, it's not the problem, I think, also. And I think here we come back to the topic of fostering an interpreter's culture that is of positivity, mutual support, and non-competition. Because it's probably like not even meant with such a negative intention from that person. It's out of fear. It's out of fear of her career in the future, of making a living, establishing herself. But we need to tackle this fear in people's minds and turn it around into hope, into courage, into, hey, let's all be successful together instead of me or you. No, me and you. And I think this is what it is, and this is also it's like a mindset change, a mind shift, because I think then this would not happen because people would not even have this idea about being mean, right? So this is what the interpreters practice group is for, and I hope helps a little bit in that. Because we really believe that there's enough success for everybody. And the second point was that you mentioned Heba. Thank you for that as well. Is about you also want to continue to work as a young mother or being pregnant because or for yourself, because you don't want to stay in this dark room if you feel depressed, or even in general, you just don't want to sit at home and play with baby toys all day long for, for a year or so. It's totally fine and justified. and for yourself, because you're still an adult, you're still a woman, you're still an interpreter, so you all those other things next to a mother as well. And of course, you want to continue to live your identity. And I think this is a really great point as well, that this is why you or one, yeah, can decide oneself whether they are happy to accept the loss of income, but from 75 to 45% roundabout. Thanks for the numbers, you know, so one can get an idea and to imagine it better. And yeah, but it's still like 45% plus, right? It's still a profit. It's have or not have. It still pays your rent or mortgage or whatever, you know, your living costs. So yeah, it's really great points that you raised, Heba. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At the end, really, I thank everyone here. And if you want close, I don't know. I think that, oh my God, we are 1 hour now, but actually that topic was really interesting. I'd like to say something also, that my baby is very quiet, and I have a surprise to say here. I'm pregnant for a second time now also. Yeah, it was
Congratulations.
it was really surprising to me. Oh my God, 9 months only, boy. But I don't know what to do. I think the same. But my baby, my boy is really quiet. After I'm done with the event, I had to go out with him, to play with him, to meet with my friends, to go shopping, to play with him. And at one time, I didn't. I had an event, but it was just half an hour, just in the court of the real estate in Egypt. And it was just translating from few sentences into few sentences. It was just one half an hour, and I had to take my baby. It was a challenge, but everyone there, they played with him, and actually they have no problem that we just want you to translate and just to sign to give us your ID. That's it, just procedures. And he was very quiet. He smiled to everyone. He played with everyone. So
Great, yeah. So you even
yeah,
took him
just
on the
to have.
job. Wow, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very quiet. And also you can think with I think out of the box. Now you're staying most of the time at home. You can focus on online events. You can focus on online sessions. Online, I'm giving training sessions. You can have your own, maybe to create your own business of training. You have a huge group to train more translators, more interpreters, to have more online translation. So you will have more, more ideas. But don't stop working, don't stop doing something that you love, but also take care of your baby. This is
Well, this is a great
what I
final
want to say.
recommendation. Thank you, Hiba. And this was so amazing. We are at the top of the hour. You nailed it. Wonderful to have you. Thanks everybody for joining and your
Thank you.
contributions. If you want to have more of those spotlight speaker sessions, yeah, join us at the Interpreters Practice Group. Oops, it was a bit too loud, maybe. I wanted to start the music. So join the Interpreters Practice Group next week again for more of those spotlight speaker sessions every Wednesday now. And for now, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.